This is what I spent all day yesterday doing, and I'm still not done. I've got a whole bunch of this that I need to still cut into these manageable pieces, and I've got 2 more colors that I still need to even dye. And since my computer is not being very happy lately, I figure I'll do a little stitch vlog, kind of documenting the rest of the process today. I sound very odd, I know. I literally just woke up, but I need to get this done or it will never get finished. So this is how I cut the Aida. It's on a very large roll. It was a very large roll, now it's getting kind of small. I've probably used up about half of it at this point. And I cut it to 34 inches, and then I cut that in half, and then it gets quartered and quartered again. And each square that I cut from this basically will create 16 different little pieces of fabric. So this will get me 2 squares of 16 by the end, and I'm doing black and gray today, and then I'm all done. And there we go, 2 squares of 34 by 30, 18 count Aida. There's some fuzz and junk on it, and it's still starched. I'm not going to wash this before I dye it, because the starch on the fabric actually kind of helps in a very weird way, and then I'm going to wash it afterwards to also get the starch out, because I absolutely hate stitching on starched fabric. But it doesn't want to focus, it just sees a sea of white. But this right here will give me 32 pieces, and all together between what I'm doing today and what I've done yesterday, it will be, I think, 160, and that will get me through quite a lot of stitching. This is what I use to do the actual dyeing. It's a big turkey roaster. It's plugged in and I'm on to 450 degrees. I'm not sure how well you can see that down there. And right now it's very loud. I'm stirring in all of the salt and dye to get that all mixed in together. And there we go. It's in the pot. This is the gray that I'll be doing, and you just twist it up and put a rubber band and let it sit in there. It's going to sit for about 30 minutes. This is the gray that we're doing first. You just dunk the whole thing in. Some of the inside of the twisty bits may not actually have dye on them, but that's fine. And then we'll just let this sit with the lid on and basically steam it for about a half hour. And when it comes out, it will look very pretty. And while that's cooking away, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the rest of this stuff up if I can find where I put my scissors. Okay, so this has been going for about a half hour, and it looks like I probably need to scrub up the top of this thing a little bit better. It's putting some weird colors on there. That's no good. But the roaster has been unplugged, so it's not super hot, and it's been sitting there so that the fabric can cool down a little bit so I can touch it. I'm going to take this out. See, ooh, it's still kind of hot. And you can hear it sizzling on there. And we're going to take this into the bathroom. I'm not going to take you with me because it's crowded and full of laundry and not very easy to film while I'm doing the actual washing. But I will be back when it's time to iron this, and in the meantime I'm going to get the black started. Here's my black. And that will be the very last thing that I need to do for this fabric. Yay! This has just come out of the spin dryer, so it's a little bit damp. And the iron's over here heating up. I just need to quarter it and press it, and then each of those individual quarters can be quartered again. My only thing is that it's turned out a little bit more tie-dyed than marbled, and hopefully that will be alright. But we shall see, and that's kind of the thing about doing this, is that you can't really tell how it's going to turn out until you've got it out of the wash, and this kind of did something weird. It also didn't get a whole lot of the speckling in the light areas that I like. It had some wrong color speckling, but that's fine, that'll work, I guess. But it doesn't get that speckling because I've used liquid dye instead of powder dye, and I prefer to use powder dye for this because of the way it just reacts with the condensation. You get some really cool speckling effects along with the banding, but I'm going to go grab my scissors and cut this up and get it ironed. Okay, now that I've got it quartered, I think it will actually look pretty good. There will be some pieces that'll be mostly the lighter stuff, but that'll be fine. It's all going to be stitched on anyway, but I think it'll work. And here's the black straight out of the dryer. I'm very pleased with it. It's very wrinkly. And the lighting is very pink in here, I know. Not much I can do about it. But I'm very pleased with how this turned out. And I'm not sure if you can hear in the background, but I have one more load going after this. I got another idea. And I'm not quite sure how it'll turn out. But we'll see, I guess. But time to quarter and iron this one now. I'm really liking this, and I think I already know what I'm going to put on it. After the gray turned out so tie-dye looking, I decided to actually do some tie-dye. Not really sure how much I like it. It turned out very splotchy, but we'll see when it actually gets all cut up how I feel about it. But I'm going to go ahead and iron it and all that fun stuff. One thing I can't help noticing is just the difference 2 stitches per inch make, because this is 16 count. Everything else I've been doing has been 18, and look how much this stuff is fraying by comparison. I only had to cut off a few threads here and there on everything else, but this is really falling apart. This is going to be fun. And there we go, 176 different pieces of Aida all ready to be used. And the reason I have done this, in case I haven't mentioned it already, is mostly for the videos that I'll be doing, because I realize that the white fabric doesn't look very nice, and it's kind of boring to look at, so hopefully this will both improve the finished pieces and just make the videos look a little bit nicer. But there we go. Depending on how often I decide to do the videos, this could easily last me a couple of years worth of videos, and I'll probably wind up getting some red and a few more shades of oranges in here as well, since the only orange that I had was this, and this is what it looks like in the bottle. Very orange, but it came out very yellow, and that was a little annoying, but there we go. Lots and lots and lots of Aida and lots and lots and lots of colors ready to be used. Hopefully you'll see the next video next week. I don't know when I'm going to put this video up, but my computer is having some problems, and I kind of need to get a new one before I can start recording, because I can't use this one to actually do the time-lapse videos. I have to use my webcam, and it's an actual webcam, not a DSLR that I'm calling a webcam. So I need to wait until I can get my computer sorted out to start doing time-lapse videos again. But here we go. This is what I've spent my last couple of days doing. I'm pretty pleased with it.